I am here to discuss the activities involving Latin inscriptions at Collegium Carolivicanum. So my presentation will involve several short videos that help illustrate said activities. So I will now share my screen. Just give me a moment. So I hope you can see it. Okay. Firstly, for those unfamiliar, Collegium Carolivicanum is an annual summer school dedicated to classical languages and tradition. It is the school's primary goal, the interpretation and transmission of classical heritage by enhancing knowledge of ancient inscriptions and the classical languages that embody them. As mentioned previously, all classes, lectures, and other activities are conducted in Latin, continuing the long-standing tradition of Latin as the language of intellectual pursuits and as lingua franca. The school is intended for high school students, university students, teachers, regardless of their proficiency in Latin or other classical languages. The unique format of the summer school, where all activities from classes to free time activities, workshops, and some informal communication are conducted in Latin, effectively enhances existing language skills. This approach facilitates a natural and meaningful integration of both passive and active language knowledge. As a part of the school's program, all participants attend a Latin language course divided into two groups, beginner and advanced. In addition, students are offered elective courses, including classical Greek, Old Church Slavonic, Biblical Hebrew, and even classical Chinese. Every year, the school also organizes regular drama and music workshops. In the drama workshop, participants prepare an adaptation of an ancient comedy, while in the music workshop, they prepare several songs in Latin from various eras. At the end of each summer school, the final event showcases the results of both workshops to the participants and the audience. Furthermore, participants have the opportunity to attend guest lectures on other old languages such as Sanskrit, Persian, Gothic, Old English, and others. Last year marked the introduction of classes specifically focused on reading and understanding Latin inscriptions. These sessions provided students with an overview of various inscription types, their materials, physical characteristics, purpose, and their contemporary significance in terms of the information they convey. The classes also covered how inscriptions were made, by whom, their origin, and the language conventions used, highlighting some key formulae commonly found in votive or funerary inscriptions. Participants also had the opportunity to familiarize themselves with common symbols or sigla, such as those denoting centurions or Roman money, to explore ligatures commonly found in inscriptions and were introduced to the widespread use of abbreviations. They also received a list of the most frequently used abbreviations, and the remaining lectures were dedicated to reading inscriptions. With guidance, they decoded the abbreviations, formulas, and the text itself. Upon explaining the contents of the inscriptions, we discussed the individuals mentioned, their profession, family background, and speculated on their lives. They showed great enthusiasm during this segment, particularly as we explored inscriptions featuring professions such as ear doctors, queen's hairdresser, gladiators, and even Emperor Nero's caregiver. Now I would like to present a brief excerpt from one of our classes, showcasing the process of reading the inscription. So I hope that you will be able to hear it well.
We don't hear anything.
Oh, sorry. I'll try to. I think that it can be louder, but I will provide you with the link to our YouTube channel so that you will be able to find this even in longer version of this video. So basically, I can guide you through the video. We ask some student to be the volunteer and read what he or she can see on the screen. And if they have trouble with some lettering or abbreviations, I am there to help them. Also, when we encounter some words that maybe they don't know, such as here we had speculatores, I also explained what it is about, but what do speculators do? Okay, I'm really sorry that you can't hear this well. Okay, so to continue, for the last 2 years, our school has been held in Sremska Mitrovica, or ancient Sirmium, renowned for its rich cultural heritage and a significant collection of inscriptions housed in its museum and lapidarium. We were fortunate and grateful for the cooperation of museum officials who allowed us to visit it on multiple occasions and allowed some classes to take place within the museum itself. This unique opportunity enabled students to directly engage with real inscriptions on actual stones, applying their classroom knowledge in a practical setting. This is primarily achieved by reading inscriptions exhibited in the museum, and these short clips, which I really hope you can hear, will give you an idea of what it look like. So can you maybe hear this one?
Reci, viva, meme, memoria, memoria, ado, adomo, adomo, inerotem, inte, ignorantem, adixtem. Ad, aha, to je, aha, ad, x, dexter, interior, ero, aha, fortuna, et, principium,
Okay, I hope you heard that. So to enhance the interaction with inscriptions, I divide some assignments in form of a game, basically. I created symbolic representations of inscription fields, of inscriptions found in lapidarium, and redacted parts of the text. Here you can see how some of these assignments looked like. Students grouped into teams were challenged to identify the inscriptions based on clues provided by the redacted text and to fill in the gaps with text found on stone. When they succeeded, we read and interpreted the whole inscription together as in classroom. This activity sparked great interest, with some students even requesting additional tasks, fostering lively interaction among themselves and with the inscriptions. Additionally, I introduced a more relaxed game resembling bingo, so to say, where students used cards or rather tables with specific requirements that could be fulfilled by finding information on the exhibited inscriptions. Here you can see how those cards look like, and below are the assignments that were finished by the students. So once again, to fulfill the task they were given, they had to interact with the inscriptions, and they really excelled at this game, successfully identifying elements such as formulas, sigla, ligatures, names of deities and officials, language characteristics, etc. Also, thanks to a guest lecture by our wonderful host Dragana the year before, participants enjoyed another immersive experience involving inscriptions. During our visit to the lapidarium, she demonstrated how to create squeezes from monuments and explained their significant contribution to studying inscriptions. Thanks to her guidance, participants were able to create their own squeezes. And here you can observe the process and view some of the successful squeezes made. Also, I can show you another brief video to further illustrate the whole procedure. So the culmination of our lessons occurred on the last day of school when students crafted their own inscriptions. They were given the freedom to choose the type, whether votive, funerary, etc., and dedicated to anyone or anything. A real person, mythological or historical figure, a deity, or an abstract concept. Using their newfound skills and insights gained from observing actual inscriptions, they created and illustrated their chosen inscriptions. And here you can see what they created. So this interactive and immersive approach not only deepened their understanding, but also fostered a stronger connection with the material, making the study of Latin inscriptions memorable and learning experience. Moving forward, we will continue to innovate our program, firmly believing that immersive and active learning, including hands-on projects similar to these, effectively integrates the study of Latin and other ancient languages with an appreciation for tradition. I believe that this approach also represents an ideal method for young people to engage with cultural heritage, grasp its significance, and advocate for its preservation. By engaging directly with inscriptions and artifacts from antiquity, they can look past the physical artifacts themselves and encounter the lives and stories of those who came before them, thus enriching their overall experience.